Death, taxes, me getting a boner every time Shohei Ohtani does something. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll just cut that part out. Let me start over. Death, taxes, saying you too when a waiter tells you to enjoy your food. And this Arizona Diamondbacks fan interfering with plays. It's literally an annual holiday at this point for this specific fan to interfere with fly balls. He's done so each year at least one time for the last 3 years, the last 4 seasons, in the same exact spot in the ballpark. That's insane, just like the 57% of you who aren't subscribed yet. So if you enjoy the videos and haven't yet, consider hitting that button, as 3 years ago, during the 2022 season, the D-Bags were taking on the Giants, and Joey Bart hits this ball out to left center field and onto the stands for a home run. And the fan who catches it throws it right back onto the field without hesitation, which, by the way, isn't allowed at most ballparks, I don't think. You get thrown out if you throw the ball back, usually. Wrigley Field in Chicago, as far as I know, is the only park where it's, like, encouraged because it's so much of a tradition. Basically, you get ejected from the game if you don't throw an opposing player's home run back onto the field. But regardless, this guy wanted nothing to do with this home run ball. But here's the thing. It wasn't a home run ball. This guy, our main protagonist, or antagonist, depending on how you look at him after watching this video.
Good as a point of view, Anakin.
This guy, whose name is Dave McCaskill, a D-backs season ticket holder, reached out over to make this catch. And after review, the call was overturned, and it's a double. Fast forward a year, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. gets a hold of one against the Nationals that the left fielder gets under, jumps up to catch, only for it to fall into Mr. McCaskill's glove. And he immediately is like, wait, that's fan interference. I would have had that. Now, the rule is if the ball is in the stands, like it's no longer in the field of play, it's fair game. Meaning even if a player has a good chance of catching the ball, if he has to reach over to now being in fan territory, the fan, or fans, plural, have the right to also go for the ball because it's no longer in the field of play. So because of this, after review, the call was confirmed. It stays a home run. And Dave is fired up. Like, yeah, that's mine. And you don't even have to go another year to find the next one. We're still in 2023 now in a game between the D-backs and Cardinals. Christian Walker hits a high fly ball in that exact spot. Left fielder Tyler O'Neill goes up to get it, only for Dave to catch the ball. And his glove actually made contact with O'Neill's glove on this one. So there's like a new detail you'll notice in every one of these incidents. O'Neill looks back like, you son of a bitch. But after review, it is confirmed as a home run. At this point, Dave McCaskill is such a recurring character, you might as well treat it like after a post-credit scene for a Marvel movie, when the screen goes black and it says Doctor Strange will return or whatever. Now we're in 2024. It's an extra inning game between the D-Bags and Pirates, and Eugenio Suarez flies one out to that exact spot. The Pirates left fielder doesn't even jump. He just kind of positions himself and reaches up, only for the ball to never go into his glove because of you-know-who, and an almost identical play to the last 2 plays. With this one, though, Dave failed to catch it. It hit his glove, it fell and went behind him or whatever. And Palacios, just like the Nats left fielder, is immediately pleading that it's interference, although in a much more extreme way. He has a look on his face like he's a 6-year-old being told Santa isn't real, then starts jumping up and down like throwing a whole tantrum. And when looking at the replay, the ball is over the yellow line out of the field of play, and it doesn't look like Palacios would have caught this anyway, and the call stands, home run. Well, the writers got creative with the 4th installment of this saga, technically. The second one had 2 moments, but anyway, this time instead of the fan going toe-to-toe with opposing left fielders, he betrays his own guys. Now, the first one, when Joey Bart hit what was a double after review that Dave McCaskill caught, there was no chance the D-backs left fielder would have caught this. He was too far from the ball, even though it stayed in play. It would have been off the wall. Well, that changes in the most recent incident, even though it's kind of ended up similar, but just pop some gum and wrap your brain around this one. So Christian Koss hits a fly ball out to this now infamous area, and what would be a game-tying home run if it got out, and the ball is caught. Not by Tim Tawa, though, the D-backs left fielder. At this point, Dave McCaskill's like herpes. He's still here, whether you forgot about it or not. He reaches over and catches this, and immediately Alek Thomas, the Diamondbacks center fielder, looks up at him like, come on, dude. And yeah, I mean, you're interfering with your own guy's ability to catch the ball, especially this one was relatively close. And after talking it over, the umpires agreed. They rule this an out. They say that Tawa would have caught the ball if not for the interference, which, if you look at it, that's not true. Tawa wouldn't have caught this ball. So out comes Giants manager Bob Melvin to argue this. Like, what the hell? So they go back and review it again now in the video room in New York and change it up. So they rule it no interference because of the fact that Tawa doesn't catch this ball. Whether Dave McCaskill caught it or was at the ice cream vendor, either way it's out of his reach. But because of this, they also have to reward Koss with a double because the ball wouldn't have been a home run either. McCaskill was also ejected from the game after this, and on radio the next morning on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM, he said he's been ejected 3 times and reviewed 9 or 10 times over the years. And after all this, the D-bags decided to ban Dave, who again is a season ticket holder, for the rest of this season because of all these incidents of him reaching over. And according to the D-bags, will have the opportunity to return to Chase Field in 2026 so long as he meets certain terms and abides by our fan code of conduct. My take on this would be, I feel like there's two ways I see it. I'm kind of conflicted. If the D-bags had never spoken with Dave before and warned him about this, they should have given him a warning instead of banning him for the season. Like, they should have given him a chance, unless they did warn him before and he reached out over again anyway, knowing that a ban would happen if he does. If that's the case, then it's warranted. But then again, whether the D-backs have spoken to him and explicitly gave him a warning or not, all these reviews and ejections over the years should have been enough on its own for him to realize any ball over the wall, okay, maybe I shouldn't reach out over. Like the 3 plays where the home runs were upheld, those were right to him. He didn't break a rule there. Even when his glove touched O'Neal's, the call stood as a home run. So at that point, that's technically allowed. And obviously, he's never had any malicious intent with these. It's not like those idiot Yankees fans. He's just simply catching the ball. But he did reach over on that one in 2022 and in this most recent play days ago. And according to the man himself, he's been ejected 3 times and reviewed even more than we thought. So I guess this is a long time coming. Hopefully he gets it now and doesn't do this once he's back in the ballpark, or he doesn't. That would be insane. Watch him just say screw it and just full on hop over the wall next time. He's out there, just tackles the left fielder. Join the iTALK Discord server and the pin comment below to connect with other fans. I love building community, so if you're interested, go do that. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.